Welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll talk about what is breath work and how we can leverage it to reduce muscle soreness and also aid in recovery. Right, this is critical. You want to build muscle, but you also want to recover at a really good pace. And so we want to touch, before we get into those specific topics, what is the fundamentals, right? We always want to build a baseline. Whether you're watching this video for the first time or you've been watching the whole series, I want to make sure that we always have the same understanding of what is health, what is optimal health, how do we leverage that for our genetic potential. And we talk about alpha health, we talk about movement, we talk about metabolism, we talk about mindset, and how they all relate to each other. Your movement is, what are you doing? Are you physically moving in this physical realm or reality? And we break that down into your breath work and blood flow. If you're properly breathing, and if you're properly having blood flow, you're in good movement, because you can't have movement if you're not doing those two things, really, at the end of the day. And then metabolism, what are you feeding yourself? And then also, what are you fasting? What are you not eating to make sure that you're able to recover at a good pace? Movement, metabolism, and the last bit is going to be mindset. Mindset really focuses on what does your rise ritual look like? When you wake up, what are you thinking about? What do you do? And then your rest ritual, when you're unwinding for the day and going into your slumber and eventually waking back up again. What happens during that period? We want to talk about that because that's going to be key to understanding that you're making sure that you're leveraging your movement properly. In this situation, we're going to talk about breath work and how it can reduce muscle soreness. This is a topic that, of course, is very important to me because I'm building muscle every single day. I've already built the system, right? There's a system in place for me where I'm building muscle all the time now. And I'm also breaking down muscle, right? Because there's certain parts of my body that is not properly being allocated. So what ends up happening is I'm not being able to utilize those muscles properly because I'm not getting enough energy. There's a lot to it, right? But in this situation, what we want to think about is, why do muscles get sore, right? Muscles get sore because you activate it to a certain point where it's not able to push through, and now you overexerted itself for you to feel that you can actually push the weight. And the exertion happens naturally. When you carry anything more than what you normally would carry, it's going to cause a little bit of extra tension. And so if you hold that tension for long enough, that tension will then eventually, within a few hours, the next day, there will be some release of lactic acid, some other hormones and compounds that make you feel sore. And that sore is natural. Like anytime you do progressive overload, that soreness will come into play. And so I want you to think about what is breath, and then from that breath, we'll talk about muscle soreness. We'll talk about how it naturally would be in the aid in the recovery process as well. So breathing, right? What is breathing? Every one of us is doing that. You're unconsciously doing it. And in this situation, we're going to be consciously doing it after I show you what to do. But in the first instance, we want to make sure that we can all be on the same baseline of what is breath. So I recommend everyone right now just to go ahead and take a deep breath. I'm going to exaggerate it so that you guys get an idea of what I'm talking about. So probably 80 to 90% of you have done that. And what that means is that you essentially just took breath, and I'm pretty sure majority of you have not done belly breathing. You probably just was taking breath in from the top of your lungs, and that's called shallow breathing. You're probably getting maybe 20 to 30% of real oxygen intake versus which you would normally get if you were to leverage the whole thing, which we will actually do together in a bit. But first, let's talk about what just happened, right? The way we want to do that breathing is we want to use our diaphragm, this big sheet of muscle that's right underneath our lungs and that sort of encapsulate our guts, right? Our organs, or like our small intestine, our stomach, our large intestine, our liver, kidneys, etc., etc. There's a bunch of stuff there. But what happens is we're not activating the diaphragm, because if you were to activate it, you would see that your belly would protrude out. So your expansion of your belly would occur when you take that deep breath. And then you'll be able to also expand the top ribs as well. And you'll take this huge breath in, it'll almost feel like a big bubble. And then you'll be able to push down the diaphragm so the lungs can fully expand. And then at the same time, when you let it go, the diaphragm can relax, and then your lungs will contract, and you'll be able to exhale all the carbon dioxide and all the other stuff that you need to exhale as well. So let's get started. We're going to do some together. I want to do 5, but before that, I want to show you a demo of it so that way you feel comfortable doing it. You can stand, sit, whatever you feel comfortable with. I like to do standing. I'm standing right now. So what I would like you to do is put your right hand on your belly. Right hand on your heart, left hand on your belly, and we want to expand the belly, rise the chest, expand the belly, rise the chest. So let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Expand the belly. Let it go, right? So those are the 2 that I wanted to show you, but I want to do 5 with you, because I think when you do 5, I give you this secret, I give you this gift, and you'll be able to do this yourself, and you'll have a great time doing it. So let's get started. So take a deep belly breath in. One. 2. 3. 4. 5. How do you feel? Hopefully good. I know it always centers me when I do the breath. Probably sound deeper because I'm more loose, I'm more relaxed, I'm in the present moment. Something I talk about a lot in these videos is how do you get in the present moment? When you live in the future for so long, it's hard to come back to the present moment. And leveraging this as a tool brings me back into the present moment. And I'm able to experience this tree, experience this grass, experience this video that you're watching, experiencing nature, and overall just feel really good about myself and the world in general. So that's the breath. That's the diaphragmatic breathing that we always talk about, and I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you get really comfortable with doing this type of breath. This is powerful stuff. And so knowing that, we talk about this in other videos, so muscle soreness, if you were to do this type of breath, 5 breath, 10 breath, 20 breath, throughout your experience of as you are working out, you will reduce your soreness the next day, because it ties into your post-recovery, it ties into your pre-workout, it all ties in. So keep doing this type of breath, and you'll notice that as you build a tolerance for more and more oxygen within your body, you will have less soreness. Me now, I push 90s every single day for the last few weeks now, and what's amazing about it is I'm not as sore as I would normally, but I'm not as strong. And the strength is because I haven't built enough muscle fibers, and on top of that, the mitochondria haven't built up enough as well. But that's just gonna be over time, and I'm not in a rush to get to that point. I'm excited about the journey. I like it going slowly because I know it'll actually last just as long. Now, that's for muscle soreness, but you can also, like I said, aid recovery. How do you aid in recovery? The way you do that is, like I told you, is doing this all the time. Consciously breathing throughout your day. No matter what you're doing, you want to consciously keep breathing, so that way you can leverage yourself to get to the point where you need for you to feel that energetic value that you normally would not be getting because you're not doing this right. You want to activate 90%, almost 80 to 90% of your oxygen reservoir, right? Your lungs are what can take it in, and so we want to activate it. So keep that in mind as you are going through your process, how you can leverage breath, how you can leverage everything that we've been doing, we've been talking about for your own benefit. With that, if you found any value in this video, definitely give me a like, letting me know you liked the video. If you disliked the video, let me know why in the comments below. But what I really value and appreciate about every one of you is when you hit that subscribe button. It lets me know that you found value, and I'm sure I will understand that I find value in you finding value. It's we're playing a very interesting game, right? But I want to make sure that everyone is on the same page as we go throughout this journey as well. With that, I'm Shaquille, I'm part of Alpha, and we want to help you optimize yourself to your genetic potential. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great, blessed day. Take care. Bye.